how's it going guys, and welcome back to another episode. Just to fill you in with what's going on with the car, because quite a lot has happened since I made the last video. Back at the workshop, if you haven't subscribed, then definitely do subscribe and like the video. That way you'll be kept up to date with what's going on. Now, you're going to be shocked, so let me take you over to where we are right now. There's a video from underneath. As you can see, everything is perfect. No damage at all. So, big day today. We're going to attempt to take all this frame off the back. So basically it's all this, all as one piece, all around here and then up to here. So pretty much where it's split over here, there's a join here. I think I mentioned in a previous video. So we'll be looking to from here and then similar on that side, and take all of that off as one piece. All of this we're kind of taking off as one piece. To start off with, we're going to take out this crash bar off the back, and this is bolted in from underneath, so you need to just loosen it all there. And I was just having a look underneath here as well about this structure here, because I couldn't figure out on my car what it needed to look like, and the good thing with this car is we've got all the parts here, so that's really good, that's handy. So we're going to start now really. So this is the car at the moment. As you can see, the whole of the back section has been taken off. Now, a lot of you are going to look at this and freak, but it's actually okay. And the reason why I say is because this is actually the structure here. This is the structure. From this side it's been removed, but we've got a good one to go on that. So we've taken all of the composite part off the inside, right? And this is the end of the composite part here, and as we see over here. Now, it looks bad, right? This bar here is really just to hold it together so it doesn't sort of start flopping around. And you'll see here the panel itself. There wasn't really any damage over here, but I think as they've applied heat, it's kind of melted the paint. But this side has, if you recall from the previous videos, this side was really bad. They've pretty much straightened this out. I mean, this is actually really good. I mean, it looks bad because it needs to be sanded down. You know, the blackness is the paint, but it's actually really, really good, considering. They've sorted out this section over here. It just needs to be finalized. We need to get the wheels back on, but my wheels have been nicked, they're stolen. So I've got the front wheels on the car over there. The back wheels were taken off and somebody's walked off with them. So I'm really peeved about that. Now you're probably wondering what's going to go on over here. Well, if you recall the donor car, we've actually taken the entire composite rear end off the donor car. Now you'll recall that we were sort of doing that in the previous video, but this is it. This is actually the whole of the composite rear end off the car. And if from the previous video you will know that this was all glued in. So I mean, essentially this was attached to the car, and the panels themselves had been glued onto this particular part. Now what we're looking to do is we will put this underneath the car, you know, where we have these cuts over here. This is probably not the final cut, but you know, you'll see here that this is the notch, and here this is the notch here. So we're going to be going up to there, where Aston Martin recommends we do the join. So we're going to do it up to there and do it up to there, and essentially we're going to test fit it all in, make sure it's all correct, make sure it's all snug, and then what we will do is we will then remove it, apply the structural adhesive to this panel and put it back in, and that's exactly how it was in the factory itself. That's also how Aston Martin recommended it, because just over here is where the join will be. This is actually where Aston Martin recommends the join takes place. This is not structural, as strange as that seems. It's composite, so it's definitely got strength, but it's not part of the overall crash structure. That's what we have over here and over here, and you'll see just poking out at the bottom over there, we've got, you know, that particular part and this part over here. So this will get screwed into here, and then below here we have the crash structure, which you can just probably see a little bit better over here. So this part here was damaged. They've put it back into shape, repaired it. We've taken this particular part from the other car, and it's been applied over here. Now that's, so a lot of people, they'll probably look at that and say that's absolutely nuts, but that's actually how it is from the factory as well. The only difference is that the way that they make it in the factory is this is all obviously part of the car, and then the panel gets glued on top. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be fitting it in, taking it out, applying the glue, and then putting it in, and then we're going to have to clamp it into place. But you can see exactly where all this black is. This is exactly where the glue gets applied. So most of it, as you can see, is not glued. The good news is that all of this is perfect. There's no damage to the boot floor or anything like that. The only area where there is damage is here, but we are getting new light buckets, which will replace it on this side, and also it will replace it on this side. So this will come out, and we will just glue the new ones in place. It's not structural, it's not a problem. So yeah, so it's all coming along. Now you'll notice at the moment these guys are working on the door, and the reason why they're working on the door is because I just went to the UK, and I've flown back. In my luggage I brought a door with me, so we've got a door. It's used, it's not brand new, but it is perfect. I picked this door off eBay. There's no damage on the door. This here is just adhesive from a wrap cover. There seems to be a little bit of something there that just needs a little knock, and that's perfectly back into shape. Even has the glass, even though I've got 2 sets of the glass already. Inside, as you can see, is perfect. Absolutely no damage whatsoever. On this side, what they're doing is they're taking the other door off. It has the hinges on it, so they will put it onto this door, hang this door, and then we will know if the B pillar is okay. So you can see here the door lock as well. We'll take it off the other door, but we don't need to do that straight away. So the main thing that we want to do is we want to see if there's any damage to this B pillar, and we can't do it with this door because this door is damaged, but we can do it with the other door, and essentially we'll be able to see if it all lines up, if it all aligns, and if it all aligns, then we're good to go. So these guys look like they're actually going to do it now. I mean, literally I brought it over here so that they could then fit this door at some point tomorrow or something, but he's got onto it straight away, and he's just working away on it. Now these guys, I mean, they're so hard working. I mean, it's, I don't know what time it is at the moment, 8:30 at night, and they've just got onto it straight away. You can see that they're still working over here. They seem to work all the time that I'm here. So it's looking kind of bad on the inside, but again, I'm not worried about that because it will look a lot better within a matter of days. One of the problems that we have is with the alloy. So I mentioned the rear ones got stolen. We've got the front ones which are on the car, which is all good. The problem is that we want to now align all of the gaps. You know, a lot of work's been done on these panels over here. We need to get this all perfect. This is going to go on the car. All of these lines need to be absolutely perfect. We can't do that without the alloys. So, and I still, I mean, alloy wheels are going to cost a fair bit. So I don't want to just order alloy wheels without knowing 100% that this is going to be able to go back together properly. So what I suggested for them to do is take these alloy wheels, the front ones, put them on the back of the car and test it, fit it, and see if it's all lined up perfectly over here. If that is the case, then we know that the alloys themselves, everything is perfect, and they can then just seal all this up, get it all seam sealed, and all of that. If there is any more sort of adjustment that's needed, then they can work on that. But what we do need to do is, before we get everything buttoned up, we do need to have 4 wheels on the car. So either we're going to get a temporary set of rear wheels, if we can, or a friend of mine over here, he owns a Rapide, so we might just ask him to bring his car in. We take the wheels, stick it on this one, we just test fit it with the wheels on the front of the car, measure everything up, make sure everything is perfect on both sides, and aligned, on, not aligned, but you know, it lines up on both sides. The measurements are all perfect. We can drop it down to the ground, check all the panel gaps and things like that before we sort of do the final work itself. So there's quite a lot that's going to happen. This will obviously need to go onto the car at some point as well, and I'm still trying to work out the order of things in my own head, so even that is not finalized. The other thing that we need to do is, that was the rear subframe from the old car, and what we actually need to do is we need to take everything off the rear subframe and take it off my car, because this car, the donut car sat out in the sand for like years and years and years. So obviously I don't want to be using any of these brake items or anything like that. My car is in much better condition. We've got suspension here as well. I think it's maybe over there. But yeah, we need to get my bits all added to this. So although the subframe's been put in place, we need to swap everything over. So yeah, that's another job as well that needs to be done. But we don't necessarily need to do that right now. We might be able to actually do that afterwards. So guys and girls, let me know what you think about that. Do you think I'm nuts? Do you think I should complete this? I've got an offer actually from somebody who wants to buy everything but the engine. The problem is I can't really sell it to him in this condition. I at least need to put it back together, even if I don't paint the car. And so I'm really torn at the moment about what to do, whether to actually finish it off myself, or whether I should sell him everything except the engine and then rebuild the engine and look to sell that myself. But give me your advice. Let me know what you think. I mean, one of the things is that the main workshop, this workshop is just looking after, just doing the body stuff. But they're not even gonna, it's not even going to be finished over here. The final pull and the painting is, and the reassembly of everything, and the engine rebuild, it's all taking place at a different workshop. And you would have seen that in some of the previous videos. Now I went back over there and spoke to them, and they're specialists in sort of these luxury sports cars, you know, Aston Martins, Bentleys, Rolls-Royce, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, whatever. And I spoke to them and said, what do you think? Is it going to be safe? because that's the big thing for me. I don't want to go through all this expense and for the car itself not to even be safe. And what he said to me was, yes, he goes, it will be. He goes, the damage that was actually to the frame itself, that's all being repaired, but that was actually so minor. It was literally just the left side, and that's all being repaired properly. It really needed very little structurally to be done. We had to do a lot to get to the damage itself, so we had to strip the whole of the interior and the underside and all of that, but that was all to get to the damage, and that has now been repaired, and the damage was not significant. So everything else is sort of a little bit superficial, in the sense that, you know, we're talking about, you know, the quarter panel, we're talking about the composite structure at the back, we're talking about the you know, the doors, even the B-pillar. It seems that actually the damage to the B-pillar couldn't have been that great because they've repaired it. So I think it was just you know, maybe a little bit of damage or a little bit of adjustment, and it's been repaired. But let me know what you guys think. Should I repair it, bring it back to the road and drive around in it myself? Should I sell it as it is? I need some advice on this one, so let me know in the comments section below. Subscribe if you haven't, like the video, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care.